Oh, oopsies. Let it. Oh man, she's good. Look at these friendly rats. So many friendly rats.
Disclaimer. This is my personal method of taming any new rats. As all rats are different, these methods may or may not work for you. Before we get started, I wanted to give a few pointers on how to best set up a cage for new rats. Most people want to go overboard right from the start, placing multiple hides, hammocks, and toys all around the cage. But in my experience, this actually hinders taming. The best cage setup for a new or skittish rat is going to be an open one where you have access to every part of the cage. As you can see, my open cage setup includes multiple hammocks and ladders, but few enclosed houses. This ensures that you can get to your new or skittish rats without a fuss and gives the rats a reason to interact with you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to discuss is my take on trust training. To trust train your rats, all you need to do is get a yummy liquid treat such as meat baby food and put some on a spoon. Offer the spoon to your rats and let them lick off the food. After you've done this once or twice, you can move on to placing the liquid treat right onto your finger. This method is great at forcing your rats to eat next to your hand, as not only is liquid food more compelling for the rats to eat, but they can't grab it and run off. Instead, they must eat the liquid treat right next to or on your hands. I also recommend giving a treat every time you walk by the cage, as this will train your rats to associate people being around the cage with something positive. While I do enjoy doing some trust training daily, I don't like doing it for more than 10 to 15 minutes at most. That's because I feel like the best way to tame a rat is to take them outside the cage and actively engage with them. In the cage, the rat doesn't have very many reasons to interact with you. After all, they have room to play, food to eat, and other rats to interact with. But by taking your rat out of the cage, you can control these variables. For free range, I like to take my rats out into a small playpen. As you can see, this playpen is only big enough for me, my rat's travel cage, and a few toys. After you set up your free range area, which can be a bathtub, a small bathroom, or a playpen just like mine, you can go ahead and place your rats into it. Now this is where many people run into an issue. How do you catch an untamed rat in order to socialize it? Well, there's a few different methods. The first and most obvious is scooping your rat up while they're distracted. This is the method I tend to favor, as I am very confident in my ability to catch the rat on my first try. But if you're not confident in your ability to catch your rats, or if they're simply too skittish, you can use a tube or box to catch them instead. Here, you also have a few options. The first is to simply leave the container in the cage and wait until your rats get curious enough to enter it. The second is to leave some wet food inside, and again, wait until your rats enter the box. And the third, which you see on the screen, is to use your hand to gently push your rats into the container. At any rate, as soon as you catch your rats, you can place them into a travel cage and transport them to your free range area. Once your rats are situated in the free range area, you can enter the area and sit down. After that, simply open the travel cage and let your rats explore. Your rats may be skittish at first, so you may want to bring a book or electronic device to occupy yourself with while you wait. You'll want to continue to offer your rats wet food inside the free range area. Once they have explored the area and feel a bit more comfortable, you can begin conditioning them to tolerate and enjoy being touched and picked up. Initially, offer your rats some liquid food no matter where they are. But as they get accustomed to eating in the free range area, you can begin to lure them onto your hand or into your lap. Eventually, you can begin to stroke their heads while they eat, and after they accept that, you can begin petting the rest of their body. Gradually work your way up to picking them up, as you see me doing with Cream on the screen. If you have some tame or confident rats living with a skittish rat, it's a good idea to free range them altogether. This way, the skittish rat is likely to follow the confident one's examples and become tame much quicker. However, if all your rats are skittish or untamed, it's still a good idea to free-range them together. Rats feel safety in numbers, and if one rat does become more confident, the others are likely to follow. The last part of my taming method that I would like to discuss today would be the hoodie method. For this method, put on a hoodie and tuck the bottom into your pants. This will prevent the rats from escaping the hoodie. Now place your rats into the hoodie and keep them in the hoodie for 30 or more minutes. This will allow them to accustom themselves to the area. Once your rats have accustomed themselves to the hoodie, you can use it as a home base during free range. In the end, taming really comes down to spending time with your rats. Every rat is different, and you may need to tweak your taming methods to accommodate these differences. But no matter what method you use, just about every rat will eventually tame down and become a great companion. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment them down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.